Hello friends, how's it going? It's me, Betty Jean. Today I'm going to be doing 3 looks with 3 palettes. These are the new mini palettes from Oden's in their new Alva 2 collection. I'm extremely excited about this video because it is sponsored by Oden's. I've worked with Oden's a few times in the past and I absolutely love working with this brand. They allow me to be myself, they allow me to give my honest opinions, which is so incredibly appreciated. You all know that I will always be honest with my opinions no matter what the product is, and it's really nice to be able to work with one of my favorite brands and being able to be myself just the way I am. Oden's is a Swedish brand who bases their products on Norse mythology. The 3 mini palettes are part of their new Alva 2 collection, which includes the 3 palettes, a larger 16-pan palette, and a highlight palette. This is all a part of the Nature Elf series, which is the summer 2020 collection, and I think they absolutely killed it with their color stories and the theming. All of these are inspired by the elemental spirits in Norse mythology. I absolutely love the packaging and attention to detail with these palettes. We have the mini forest, which is of course based on the forest, the mini ocean, which is based on the ocean, and the mini sky, which is, you guessed it, based on the sky. All of these palettes are 6-pan palettes, with one of them being a split pan. I really like the layout of these. I love the cohesive color stories. The mini forest palette has 4 different textures. We have 2 matte eyeshadows, 2 diamond glitter eyeshadows, and 2 pearlescent shadows, and the packaging is just stunning. I could swoon over the packaging all day, every day. The little forest elves with the little deer, it's just all too cute. I can't handle it. Now when I say diamond glitter eyeshadow, don't be confused and think that that's a pressed glitter. That's a completely different kind of texture. This is more so just very glitzy, wet, reflective, sparkly shimmer shadows. The mini ocean palette also has 4 different textures. We have 1 matte, 2 diamond glitter eyeshadows, 1 matte with sequins, and 2 metallic eyeshadows. Personally, for me, the mattes with sequins in them isn't my favorite type of formula. I would much prefer just either a solid matte or a solid shimmer. I'm not really big into the sequins, but I will say they did their sequin shadows pretty well. I find that enough of the sparkle dusts away when I'm blending to work it in my crease as a matte shadow. However, just enough of the sparkle sticks around to give it an ethereal look. Very hard to explain, but that's the best I got. And finally, the mini sky palette. We have 3 different textures. We have 3 of those matte sequin shadows as well, 2 diamond glitter eyeshadows, and 2 metallic eyeshadows. Purple Light is described as one of those more sequensy shadows. For me, it has a bit more shimmer in it than the other sequin shadows in this formula. I would consider that one more of a shimmer. Personally, it has a little bit more punch to it. All 3 of these palettes retail for €16.90 each, which breaks down to about $20.25 USD. I do have a discount code with Oden's as well. It is ButeBean in all caps. It is an affiliate code, so I will make a small commission if you use my code, and I appreciate it so much. Thank you to those of you who have already used my code, but please don't feel pressured to use it if you don't want to. I personally find that the pricing is very fair and affordable for the quality that you get as well as the aesthetic of the packaging. It feels like an actual treat just looking at it. I've fallen so in love with Oden's. They've easily become one of my favorite brands. The quality is just absolutely amazing. With their eyeshadows across the board, I find I have really good longevity. They last and look beautiful throughout the day. I always get compliments when I wear them at work. They're super beginner friendly and easy to use, but I feel like even someone such as myself who is quite experienced with makeup also gets great use out of these. I feel like you can express yourself artistically as much or as little as you want. You can do things more basic and everyday, or you can go more wild and bright and bold. Thank you so much again, Oden's for partnering with me on this video. I'm super excited about showing everyone these looks, and I hope you all enjoy them. Let's just hop into it and we'll chat a little bit more at the end. Hi, how's it going? Let's create this first look. I've already primed my eye with my favorite eyeshadow primer. Go ahead and do the same to prep for shadow. I'm gonna start with the matte brown in here, Little Deer, and I'm just gonna take a fluffy brush and I'm gonna start swirling that through my crease. And I do want a bit of an elongated shape with this, and I am going to be doing a half cut crease with this look. Just taking a little bit of that shadow with more focus out here in this outer corner, and then just kind of flicking it outwards and kind of carrying it through the front portion of the crease. What are you guys up to today? It's morning for me. I've had my coffee. I'm ready to take on the day. I just love what an elongated eyeshadow shape does for my eye shape. I think it's so pretty. Now that I have that kind of built up the way I want it, I'm just going to take that exact same shade on a smaller brush just so I can really precisely pack it in this outer corner where I want to see a little bit more of that depth coming through. And again, I am doing a half cut crease, not a full one, so I do want there to be a point where the shimmers can just kind of merge into everything else that's going on. Then I'm going to take that fluffy brush again and just help buff that around so it's nice and soft. How easy that's working out. So simple. For the half cut crease, I'm gonna cut it with this blue one called Shine, and I'm gonna have it fade down into the pink shimmer called Breeze. We are gonna do something a little more fun with the lower lash line as well, so just hold off on that. I'm going to be doing a completely different thing. I just have a flat brush here and some glitter primer because I love glitter glue with shimmers. I just feel like it allows me to be extra precise with cut creasey stuff. I'm just kind of following my eyeball shape, going just above my natural crease in my lid, and I'm stopping right about where that brown is really deepening up in that outer corner. Dipping into that beautiful blue first. Look how pretty that is. I love it. I'm going to be taking that right in that first third of my lid. Ugh, look at this color. I've played with this palette quite a few times now, and this blue just knocks my socks off every time. With this, I'm just kind of following my cut. And again, just kind of stopping right where things are deepening up in this outer area. I'm just kind of fading it downwards, just like that. Whenever I do my half cut creases with multiple shimmers, I do like to lay things down in a diagonal shape rather than horizontal or vertical. I just think it's really flattering on my eyeball. And I like it. So I'm just kind of forming a little bit of that diagonal where it's thicker towards the bottom, and then thins out up here. Now let's dip into Breeze, that cute pink. I'm just gonna use the exact same flat brush, and I'm just gonna flip over to the clean side. This is such a pretty, just rosy tone. It's so, so cute. And I'm just placing this underneath that blue so that it can fade from the shimmer into our matte situation nicely. And I just love any excuse to put multiple shimmers on the lid at a time. I think it's so beautiful. Now I'm just gonna kind of flip back and forth between both of those shimmers until we have a nice soft blend between the two shades. Look how pretty those merge together. I freaking love it. It's so cute. I'm just gonna take my fluffy brush from before, no additional product, just to lightly sweep right here, just so everything can flow from shimmer to matte nicely. I love that pop of blue right in the front of my look. It's so pretty. Okay, now let's bring more of that colorful aspect into this look. I'm gonna take the shade Mint. It's this beautiful matte shade. I'm just gonna take that on a little pencil brush, and I'm going to start smoking that right up against my lower lash line. I think a pop of color on the lower lash line is so cute and flattering. I'm just going all the way from inner to outer corner, just very much packing and smoking out this beautiful color on the lower lash. Now I'm going to take another fluffy brush with just a tiny bit more of that shade, holding the very end of my brush so I have little pressure. I'm just going to start going ham and really smoking out this lower lash situation so it's nice and blended with that beautiful pop of color down here. I just love how that ties together with that cut crease. It's so pretty. And now I can't live without an inner corner highlight, so I'm gonna go ahead and highlight my inner corner with the same thing I used on my face. I dipped into the Alva 2 highlight palette from Oden's Eye, and I used the blue one right here. Really like the way it looks on my cheekbones. It's super pretty. So I'm just gonna take that and smudge that right in my inner corner. Look how cute that little glow is. It's so, so pretty. You know, I feel like we can add one more little pop to this look. I'm gonna take the shimmer green called Greenery. I just have a little pencil brush, and I'm just gonna press a little of this shadow right up against the first little third of my lower lash line. Just because I can't help myself. This palette is so cute. And the shimmers are so pretty. I just want to use all of them. And then just taking that fluffy brush that I used with the lower lash line just to smudge it so it's not a harsh line. Oh, I love that little twinkle. I really like that. That was a good idea. Well, this is where we're at with this look. I'm going to repeat it on the other eye, throw on like an eye pencil, lashes, lip product, all that good stuff, and I'll be back when this looks complete. All right, this is the first look, the look with the mini forest palette. I love this. I feel like a little woodland fairy. It's very cute. I love just the cohesiveness of having that pop of that aqua-y blue color to kind of complement the cut crease action. I love the pop of shimmer green on the lower lash line. I'm just really feeling this look. I just love how glitzy and sparkly these shimmers are. They're so beautiful. I love a wet look. You guys know that though. I went with just kind of a blue eye pencil to complement everything we have going on. I just threw on my lashes, and on my lips I went with Apricot Girl matte lip stain from Oden's Eye. Just wanted something kind of neutral. I felt like this look just suited that. I didn't want anything too bold for this look. I love this. I think it's beautiful. I'm excited to create looks with the other palettes now. Hi, hello, let's do look number 2. It's raining a lot outside, so if you hear background noise, that's what it is. And I'm already primed and ready to go, so let's go in with some eyeshadow. So for this look, I'm thinking I want to do my big exaggerated wing with shadow, but I'm going to do it a little different. Usually I do it on top of a black base just because it allows the shimmers to kind of shift and lay a little bit different, but you guys always ask me to do it without a black base underneath, so we're going to do it just full on by themselves today. I'm thinking I almost want to channel ocean vibes and play with like these shimmers as the wing, and then on the lower lash line I kind of want to smoke out this brown and orange for kind of like a sandy look. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's kind of what I want to do today. I do want to start with the shade Aqua. It's just that matte light blue. I'm just taking a big fluffy brush and I just want to lightly dust this just all across the lid and crease. Not a crazy saturation of color, I just want a light wash of it kind of going on everywhere. So I do like a little bit of a background color to kind of be behind my wing, but again, not a lot. It's very subtle in this sense. Once it kind of looks like this, we're ready to go and work on that wing. So my tools for this are going to be a lip brush to just really form the wing and kind of fill it in, and then just a flat brush to like kind of define and fill in the front half. Now I'll probably use an angled brush as well just to really define that outside wing. And I am going to use some glitter glue with this just so that I have a nice sticky base to have definition. So let's just start by kind of carving out a rough shape for these shadows to kind of go. I like to kind of do it almost as if it's a cut crease and kind of create that shape right above my natural crease. And then I kind of carry it down and then connect it into a tail for a wing. I do want to kind of spread this glue all across the lid, like so. Not really much to look at here, we're just kind of making a rough draft, so to speak. So let's go ahead and start with Under the Sea, this beautiful dark blue. And I'm just going to use that exact same brush that I just had, that angled brush. And I'm going to start tracing out a wing. This is one of those shapes I'm probably going to go back and forth with the different shadows and brushes a few times just to really perfect it. And it's also one of those shapes you kind of have to modify to your eye shape. What works for me might not necessarily work for you, but this can be very easy and very fun to do something a little more graphic. And also eliminating like the black gel liner base that I typically would go for, it does make it a bit easier because you don't have that struggle of trying to perfect black. Shadows themselves are a lot more forgivable. I just want this dark blue to kind of go right to that like third and then kind of end there. I'm gonna switch to my little lip brush now, and I am gonna put just a little bit of that sticky primer on the brush just so that my brush is sticky. You could just wet your brush with setting spray if that's what you prefer, but glitter glue is my favorite tool. I'm just going to kind of fill in this area out here. I just want this outer third to be fully filled in with this beautiful dark blue. I really like the shade, it's very pretty. This isn't the most glitzy shimmer in the palette, but it does still have a nice kind of sheen to it. It's pretty. Now that we're kind of in this zone, we're going to start working on the front 2/3, and I just have a little flat brush. Going to take some more of that glitter glue. And even though we already did this, I am just going to quickly just pat some more across the lid just so that it's nice and sticky. And usually I work from back to front when I'm doing it with the base, but in this case I'm going to kind of have this back defined. I'm going to start defining the front and then I'll add the middle last. So we're going to go in with Jellyfish, this cute light purple. And I'm just going to take that exact same flat brush. Oh, look at that, it's so shiny. I'm going to start kind of creating, like as if I was doing a cut crease, you know? Just going to kind of form that right in this front third. Just taking it kind of right above where my natural creases, following the shape of my eyeball, and I'm stopping it right at that first third, like so. Oh, look how glitzy that is. It's so pretty. And now for the middle, we're going to take Blue Star right here in that split pan. And I'm just going to take the clean side of the same brush, and that is going to go right there in the center of my eye. And with this, I am going to be kind of smudging the shade in with the 2 previous shades just so it can all blend and flow together. And I'm really focusing on connecting those 2 lines up here so we can have that definition. I feel like I've said the word define in this video a billion times now. Just taking and smudging right at the edge. I'm not going in with the other shades just yet. I want to get this shade laid down much as I want. And now I'm going to flip back into Jellyfish just a little bit, that light purple. and just kind of go back and forth right where they meet so they can melt together. Look how perfect that looks. And now we're gonna focus on that merge between the dark blue and the light blue. Just gonna kind of lightly go back and forth between those two so they can smudge together and flow flawlessly. Look how pretty that is. And so easy peasy, not too much like extra steps or anything. It does take a little bit of technique to really get that precision down, but not overly complicated. And you could totally do this with one shade, with just two shades. Like you could do just the blues, you could do just the purple and the blue. You can do whatever you want. We're gonna work on this lower lash line a little bit, and I'm gonna start by just taking a brown eye pencil because I do want this lower lash line to be very smudgy. So I'm just gonna work this brown eye pencil all in my waterline and kind of smudge it right underneath. When you look like a scary raccoon on the bottom, you're good to go. I'm gonna take just a little pencil brush, no shadow on this brush just yet, and I'm just gonna start by smudging that liner a little bit so it's not chunky looking and it's a little more smooth, and then we'll start going in with some shadows. Kind of like that. It's a little bit more smooth. It's still very coon-like, but not quite as chunky looking. And now with that same brush, I'm going to take this golden sand shade, that beautiful shimmer brown, and I'm going to start smudging that right underneath, keeping it pretty close to my lower lash line. I don't want to blow this out too far just yet. Just going all the way from inner to outer corner, keeping it nice and tight, just doing little windshield wiper motions. Now just taking any bigger fluffy brush that is clean, I'm just going to start buffing that out some more as well so we can get as smoky and blown out of a lower lash line as possible. I love the shimmer that brown has. It makes my lower lash line look super interesting. And now one final step, I want to take Starfish, that shimmer orange. Wow, there's a lot of traffic going on outside my window. And I want to push that against the front third of my lower lash line. I know I do this a lot, doing a pop right in the first third of the lower lash. I just think it's cute and it adds just a little something. I really like the contrast of my lid and lower lash. I think it's pretty, and it does give kind of that sand and ocean kind of vibe. And again, just gonna smudge that out as well so it's nice and soft. For my inner corner, I'm just gonna dip into my Alva 2 highlight palette again. For my face, I mixed these two, but for my inner corner, I think I'm just gonna use this one, Gnome. I think that'll be pretty with this look. Just gonna take that shade and pop it right there for a cute little inner glow. Oh, it's so bright and pretty. They kill it with their highlight palettes every single time. I just need them to make them for the rest of time so that I'll be set forever. All right, this is look number 2. I really like the vibe of this look. It's very pretty. Okay, I'm gonna recreate this on the other eye, throw on lashes, lip product, all that good stuff, and I'll be back when that's complete. All right, so this is my second look, the look with the mini ocean palette. I think it came out really pretty. I really like just these blues waving out on my eyelids. I really like that warm, orangey, smoky brown lower lash line. How many descriptive words can I give you here? I like this combination. I really like the contrast. I think it's really pretty. I really like it. Right now I'm undecided if I like look number 1 or look number 2 better. I really like both of them. I just threw on some lashes, and then for my lips I took Ripe Papaya matte lip stain from Oden's Eye. It's more of an orangey tone, so I felt like it would complement that warmth on the lower lash line, and then I just topped a clear gloss on top of it because I wanted a glossier finish. So yeah, this is that look. I hope you enjoy it. Let's move on to the final look with the Sky palette. All right, hello. Look number 3, my eyelid is primed and ready to go. Let's hop into this. So I'm thinking for this look, we're gonna do something a little more simple just because I feel like my first 2 looks were a little more on the complex side, like not hard, but just not super simple either. Basically what I want is I want this beautiful brown all over the lid, blend it up into this pink shade, and then I really want to do kind of a wing with some of these shimmer shadows. That's kind of where the not super simple comes in, but the eyeshadow placement for the most part is going to be pretty basic. So let's go ahead and start with Dreamland, this brown here. I'm just going to take kind of a tapered blending brush, something that allows me to kind of pack on the lid as well as blend through the crease a little bit. I'm just gonna go in slowly because I don't want this to get too ham too fast. This shade is pretty much a matte that has a little bit of shimmer in it. It seems to dust away a decent amount, so I'm able to kind of use it as a matte because I personally don't like shimmer in the crease. But I feel like just enough sparkle sticks around to keep it looking kind of ethereal. I don't know if that makes sense. I'm just kind of shimmying it through the lower part of my crease just to kind of get that blend forming. But I will be using that pink to help blend it more. I'm also going to use the edge of this brush just to kind of shape a slightly winged out shape with the shadow. just because I am going to be doing kind of a winged liner with my shadows as well, so let's just feed into that shape. I also think for this look I want to leave my lower lash line blank because why not? We've done very blown out lower lash lines this whole video, so let's change it up. Now taking Cloud, that pink shade right here, and again this is one of those shadows that's kind of like a matte with sparkle in it, but the sparkle doesn't really seem to stick around like crazy, so I'm able to kind of use it as a matte. I just have kind of a smallish, medium-ish blending brush, and I'm going right along that edge just to help kind of soften it so it blends into my skin nicely. Holding the very end of my brush so that I have light pressure, and just dipping in very lightly so that I don't get too much impact too fast. I'm trying to just build this up to the state that I want it without it getting out of control. You always want your shadows to stay within your control. And again, I'm just kind of following that same shape. I want it to kind of wing out slightly out here and just stay more rounded towards the rest of my look. This is looking pretty much how I want it. However, I am just gonna take a clean fluffy brush just to furthermore go back in and just make sure everything is very diffused and soft, because we don't want harsh lines here. We want just a nice smoky blended eye look. So this is pretty much it for the eyeshadow itself, just a very smoked out, blended, winged out kind of situation. And now we're gonna spice it up with some shimmer shadows. So I'm thinking I want the outer portion of the wing to be this purple, and then I want it to fade into this pink, and then maybe this shade. I might just use the two, but I might potentially throw in that a little bit. We'll see. I am gonna be using just an angled brush for this so I can really get in there and define that wing shape, and I am gonna use some glitter glue for this as well, just so I can keep that precision going. Just taking some of that glitter glue on the brush, and I'm going to just lightly kind of trace out a rough winged liner shape. You can go as big or as small as you prefer. I like a fairly dramatic wing, so that's what I'm gonna do, but you can do something smaller if that is what you so choose. I'm gonna go ahead and take Purple Light on that exact same brush, and we're gonna start building up the wing part of this winged liner. Kind of just trying to follow that rough wing outline I laid down with my glitter glue. Just kind of slowly drawing that wing shape, getting it as precise as possible. I always say it, if you're someone who struggles with winged liner, practice with eyeshadow because it gets so much easier to kind of finesse than using just straight black liquid liner. It's so hard for me to talk while I do winged liner. Basically, I'm just trying to draw down this and kind of connect it down into where the line across my lid is gonna be. I accidentally threw my brush across the room, so I just picked up a different brush to help finish the job, just in case you wonder why suddenly I have a different brush in my hand. I don't want to get up. So we're gonna improvise. Now that I have kind of the tail portion of the wing formed, we'll go in with the next shade. We're gonna take Shimmer, that pink right here, very cute color. I'm just gonna take the same brush, I'm just gonna use the clean side of it just to save on brushes. I'm gonna focus this on the middle, just leaving a little room in the front just in case I choose to go in with that light shimmer towards the front. I'm basically just trying to follow my line of where I ended with that first purple and just kind of roll with it. I think I might keep it to just these two colors. I think this is really pretty. I think I'll use that light one in my inner corner as my inner corner highlight today. Now that that line across my lid is drawn, I'm just gonna grab a little bit more purple and just kind of finesse where they connect. And that'll be it for this wing. Pretty quick and simple, and it would be even quicker if I wasn't talking to a camera. I really like doing wings with shadow because it can just add something a little extra without having to like bust out a liquid liner and potentially cause a mess. So now that our wing is done, let's go ahead and highlight the inner corner with Illusion, that beautiful light shade right there. Just for a nice little glow. I literally can't live without an inner corner highlight. I feel like it ties a look together so nicely. By the way, just in case you were curious, my face highlight is this one today, the one with the butterfly in it. This is the look, more simple, but I still think it's so pretty. I really like these colors together. I'm gonna recreate it on the other eye, throw on like my lashes, eye pencil, lips, all that good stuff, and I'll be back when I'm done. Alright, this is the third and final look, my look with the mini Sky palette. I really like how it came out. Again, more simple than kind of my first two looks, but I think it's really pretty regardless. I love the pop of that ethereal wing against the richness of my lid and crease. I really like this. I just threw a pale pink eye pencil in my waterline just because I didn't want anything to take away from my look from the lid up. Tossed on some lashes, and on my lips I threw on the Oden's Eye Lady Camellia's cream lip stain. I only used a small amount of it. I just kind of tapped it around so it was like a very sheer amount because I wanted the color, but I didn't really want a lot of lip product today. I'm just not feeling it. So yeah, this is where I ended up. I really like this look. I think it's super pretty. I guess let's just finish up now and get on to the end of the video. Alright, so that is it. Those were my 3 looks. Which look was your favorite? I think I might have to give it to my first look with the Mini Forest palette, and it could also just be that I think this palette is my favorite of the bunch. I just think it's so beautiful. I love the matte to shimmer ratio. I love the just tones in it. It's very up my alley. It's absolutely beautiful. Not to say that I dislike the other 2 because I am in love with these 2 as well, but the Forest one just has a special place in my heart. I'd love to know which look was your favorite. I would also love to know which of these palettes is your favorite. Do you want to pick any of these up? Did you already pick any of these up? I would love to hear your thoughts all about it. Oden's Eye, once again, thank you so much for partnering with me on this video. It is so appreciated. I absolutely adore working with you and your brand. If you all made it to the end of this video, leave me an emoji inspired by nature, since that is the whole purpose of this collection. And if you liked this video, please make sure to give it a thumbs up. If you're not already, please hop over to my Instagram. It's BeautBean. Follow me there. I post every single day, and don't forget to subscribe. I'm posting most days here as well. Please make sure you're staying informed with Black Lives Matter. There's a link in my description box that will take you to resources and ways in which you can help. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next one. Okay, bye.